Emily in Paris kind of flies in the face of everything that Comme une Française stands for. The show uses all stereotypes of French people and American people, and the character never learns anything. Please do not follow her lead in real life, or you would not have the best French experience that you actually deserve. Today, let's watch one scene together and see how you could do better than Emily in Paris. Bonjour, I'm Géraldine, your French teacher. Welcome to Comme une Française. Today, like every Tuesday, I'm here to help you get better at speaking and understanding everyday modern French and give off a very good first impression when you visit Paris and the rest of France. Allez, c'est parti! Okay, so first of all, I'm not here to tell you what you should or should not watch. I don't think that Emily in Paris is a good show, and I think it's full of lazy writing, and other YouTube creators said it really well already. But if you had fun watching it, that's fun. You're free to like whatever you want, and Emily happens to be a very popular show on Netflix. However, it's my job to teach you about French culture, so I can tell you that in real life, if you act like Emily, French people are going to think that you're rude or weird, and usually this is the joke of the show. But the problem is that when you're watching it, you don't know what you should do instead in that same situation. And no, it's not a matter of language. You don't need to speak French very well to have a good experience in France, but some cultural tips are really going to help you here. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I'm talking about with a scene from the first episode of Emily in Paris. Emily goes to une boulangerie. Une boulangerie, it's the bakers.
Mademoiselle, bonjour. Une pain au chocolat.
So here the joke is mainly that Emily has trouble pronouncing un pain au chocolat. Un pain au chocolat with the un at the beginning, and you don't say the T of chocolat. And that's the joke, okay? That's not very funny, but well, that's the joke. In real life, this is not the problem at all. And you are absolutely allowed to struggle with pronunciation because French people know that, that's agreed, and it's great because it means that you tried, and French people love that. Actually here, Emily made too much bigger cultural mistakes, and the show is not even aware of that. First, she doesn't say bonjour. Whenever you enter any small shop that's, let's say, smaller than a supermarket, like une épicerie, a small grocery shop, une épicerie or une librairie, which is a bookshop, you have to say bonjour. This is very important. And if you don't, you can at least answer back the bonjour that the person is telling you. Emily doesn't even do that. In real life, that would be really seen as mal élevé. It's rude or impolite. Mal élevé. Literally not well educated. Some shopkeepers, it's a bit rude, might even repeat bonjour until you say it back. I'm not really sure that's a good thing because it's a bit passive-aggressive, but this is a situation that you might encounter because you stepped over a very important cultural rule. Emily's second misstep is that she doesn't add s'il vous plaît. S'il vous plaît is the French for please. And it is basic politeness in any language. And it is basic French. You can learn this in 5 minutes. So this is the kind of thing that are going to make your stay in France so much more pleasant. If you know a little bit of French, which you usually do when you're watching Comme une Française, is that you can use a complete sentence. Je voudrais un pain au chocolat, s'il vous plaît. Je voudrais un pain au chocolat, s'il vous plaît. I would like un pain au chocolat, please. Try to repeat after me. Je voudrais un pain au chocolat, s'il vous plaît. You can go a little bit beyond that in your colloquial everyday French with Je vais vous prendre un pain au chocolat, s'il vous plaît. Try to repeat after me. Je vais vous prendre un pain au chocolat, s'il vous plaît. This structure of je voudrais or je vais vous prendre are two everyday French structures that you can use in any small shop when you're asking for something. You will sound polite and already quite confident in French no matter your level. Okay, let's go back to the scene.
Un, pas une. Un pain au chocolat.
There's one good thing that I really have to say about the show is that they have real French-speaking actors with good French lines, and that's worth noticing. Very often in American media, when a character speaks French, I don't know if they ever learned the language and I can't even understand what they're saying. But here, it's okay, and really their French is really well written. So here the baker is correcting Emily's pronunciation, and I have to say, it can happen. Most times, French people would just repeat the correct pronunciation back to you so you can actually repeat. And it would be more or less subtle, as in, vous voulez un pain au chocolat? Vous voulez un pain au chocolat? So here you can see that they insist on the fact that it is un and not une. But they won't take time to explicitly tell you what's wrong like they do in the scene. Sometimes students are a bit shaken by this, but it comes with good intentions because French people love their language. They know it's a difficult language and they want to help you. Of course, this kind of help doesn't really help most of the time, and I'm completely aware of that. When someone points out our mistakes, it stings a little, and even if they mean well, we are a bit shaken. So you don't need to add stress to that. What you need is actually the confidence to practice your French and make even more mistakes, because this shows that you are trying to speak French. So here we have tip number 3. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Try to use them as opportunities to improve instead of attacks on your confidence. And I know it is easier said than done.
Ce sera tout?
Ce sera tout. Ce sera tout. Ce sera tout. Will that be all? Is a real part of an interaction with most shopkeepers. Here what Emily should have said is oui merci. Oui merci. Yes, thank you. That's really simple. Or something more developed like oui merci, ça sera tout. And here she would have repeated what the shopkeeper said. Oui merci, ça sera tout. This is very polite. Yes, thank you, that will be all. So can you repeat that? Oui merci, ça sera tout. Oui merci, ça sera tout. Give it a try. Great! So as you can see, this is not difficult French, it's basic conversation, but it is extremely codified. And you will want to actually answer more or less correctly. And some students told me that after learning these kind of phrases and the unwritten rules around them, their stops at the baker's shop really flowed much more naturally and they started having real life conversations.
Eh ben, on n'est pas rendu. Merci. Have a bonne journée. Une, pas un. Une bonne journée.
On n'est pas rendu. I love this one. On n'est pas rendu means literally we are not there yet. It is real informal French for it's going to take us some time. Here, you don't even need to say un or une. You can just say merci, bonne journée. That's super simple. Merci, bonne journée. Thank you, have a good day as a way to say goodbye to the shopkeeper and then you go. Once again, I don't want to talk about all the things that the show does right or does wrong, but I think it's a very interesting springboard to actually talk about cultural misunderstandings. So these are the ones that we saw today. First, be polite, say bonjour and s'il vous plaît. That's basic French. The second is learn the informal rules for conversations like oui, merci, ça sera tout. Super simple. Oui, merci, ça sera tout. And at last, please don't be afraid to make mistakes, because the more you try, the more you make mistakes, but trying is what matters. Because of course, Emily should have learned some French before getting to Paris for work, but that's not her main problem actually. It's better to know a few words of politeness and be respectful of the culture than even speaking perfect French while still ignoring all the cultural differences. And by the way, if you're interested in those, I highly recommend the book Cultural Misunderstandings, The French-American Experience by Raymond Carole. It's one of my favorite books about French culture, and it will show you the differences between everyday French culture and the English-speaking world. And I agree with basically everything that she says. And if you don't have the time to read the book right now, I made a playlist about those cultural differences that would actually help Emily when she's back in Paris to get you started. So you will learn about 6 cultural missteps that you should absolutely avoid in France. I will tell you what happened when I met French people in Japan. And finally, you will get to master the scary, heated debate that French people love to have when they're with friends. So click on the screen right here and I will see you in the next video. À tout de suite!